To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
I'm going to begin this video with a quote from The Art of War. And it goes like this: know thy enemy and know thyself. In 100 battles, you will never be defeated. And that basically means that you have to understand your enemy, understand how they think, understand how they react, understand how they will protect themselves, and use that against them. I just wanted to start this video with that quote. Hello, ladies. Welcome back to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so that you know when I upload a new video. A lot of you all are watching my videos and you're not subscribing, so please do subscribe. I'm trying to get 10K subscribers on this channel, okay? I would appreciate you subscribing very much. It helps me out a lot. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's unpack what's happening here. So I was going to record this video yesterday, but I was like, you know what, let me wait. Because sometimes it's good to wait just a little bit. I know some creators like to get on it as quickly as it can, because usually when I talk about a story, I just make one video on that story. I rarely ever make a follow-up. So as I'm recording this video, Shannon Sharpe made a statement. I'm just going to basically tell you all what happened, and then I'm going to share you all my thoughts, okay? I'm going to give you all the facts, and then I'm going to share my thoughts. So here goes. Shannon Sharpe is a former NFL player. After retirement, he transitioned into sports media, co-hosting ESPN's First Talk and his podcast, Club Shay Shay. So that's how I know him. I know him from Club Shay Shay because of that interview that he did with Cat Williams and Jaguar Wright, because before that, I did not know who this man was. I literally did not know who he was before that interview with Cat Williams. So he is currently in the news, y'all, and he is being accused of sexual assault. Okay, the drama, the conspiracy. Oh my God. This is a fact, y'all, okay? So a woman identified as Jane Doe filed a $50 million lawsuit against Sharpe, alleging multiple instances. Oh, it's multiple. I didn't even know it was multiple until now. I thought it was a one-off thing. That's crazy. Multiple? Okay. She's alleging multiple instances of sexual assault and battery during their relationship. She claims he recorded and distributed private sexual encounters without her consent and forced non-consensual sex on 2 occasions. Sharpe has denied these allegations, labeling them as a shakedown and asserting the relationship was consensual, blah, blah, blah. You all get the gist, okay? Because I'm not going to read all of this. However, what's interesting, what I found out from researching this man is he had previous allegations. In late 2023, Michelle Bundy, Evans' ex-girlfriend, filed a lawsuit accusing him of rape, defamation, libel, and slander stemming from 2010. And she also alleged that he coerced her into non-consensual stuff. I do not know what happened after that. They did not say. What's interesting in this story is that in September 2024, Sharpe accidentally broadcast audio of a sexual encounter on Instagram Live. initially claiming his account was hacked. He later admitted the mistake, explaining he unintentionally activated the live stream. This incident reportedly embarrassed the plaintiff in the current lawsuit and contributed to the breakdown of their relationship. That is crazy. Okay. And what's interesting is that the news, okay, I'm going to share the sources, y'all, often announcing the cut, people.com, the US Sun, page 6. And, I'm basically reading an overview, an AI overview from Google, and it doesn't mention the young lady's name in this. So that's why I'm here. Okay. So the young lady in question is alleged that all of this happened when she was just 19 years old. I believe that she is now 20, which is interesting. And this man is now 54 years old. So now that you all know the facts, let me just go ahead and share my thoughts with you all. I believe that men like Shannon Sharpe are suffering from something that I call arrested development. A lot of these men may age physically, but emotionally or sexually, they are stuck in this period of life where they felt the most inadequate, where they felt the most rejected or the most powerless. And usually that happens around high school and early adulthood. So when these men finally make it, they're successful, they're rich, they have all this money and status and power. So instead of growing into a more grounded, evolved expression of masculinity, these men, what they continuously do is circle back to chase what they couldn't have during their teenage years. And they're doing it for attention and validation. Because there's no reason for a grown-ass man, especially someone of that status, to be chasing teenagers, basically, because apparently or allegedly the girl was 19 years old when all of this happened. So if she's 20 years old now, she was definitely 19 years old in 2024 when that Instagram thing got leaked. So weird. And I don't believe it's an accident. I really don't. Because these men need validation so bad. They need validation. They want people to know that, yes, I can pull, I can get hot babes. I didn't get this when I was in high school. It's odd. Now, I'm not saying that this is the case with Shannon Sharpe, but that's what is given. To me, that's what is given. It's given arrested development. It's given lack of sexual maturity. Because men that have reached sexual maturity typically are attracted to women that are closer or around their age. Men that are sexually mature, they like women that are in their age bracket. I don't care what nobody come in here and say. And that's okay. If you're in an age gap relationship, that is okay. It is what it is. But typically, men that reach sexual maturity, they usually like women that are around their age. It's that simple. And you know what? I don't really care that these men don't like women their age. That's fine to me. As a matter of fact, ladies, you should prefer a man that like grown women. A lot of men out here do not like grown women. They don't. And we all know why. All right. This fixation on young girls isn't about love. It isn't about connection or compatibility. It's a fantasy, ladies. It's not even about the women themselves. It's about an ego trip. It's like this. I finally got what I couldn't get feeling. That's basically what they're chasing. But in reality, they're just using money and clout to bypass the emotional development and healing they never did. So as for this age gap, okay, and this is an age gap that is way more than 20 years. This man is over 30 years older than this girl. When you're 54 chasing 20-year-olds, you're not looking young. I'm sorry, you're not looking young. You are avoiding accountability. And we all know that a woman closer to his age is far more likely to call out bullshit when they see it. We can see through it, right? And you know how I know that it's not because they just really understand younger people. And a 19-year-old girl is technically an adult because what he did, okay, hooking up with a 19-year-old is not illegal, but what he did with that 19-year-old is definitely illegal. And apparently this girl is an OnlyFans model. And by OnlyFans model, you all know what that means. And I think it's quite interesting because I remember a few years ago when on the internet, I think it was on Facebook or Reddit or whatnot. I can't remember, y'all. But there were a lot of sex workers on there, and they were literally saying that Black men are literally their worst clients. A lot of them, regardless of race, this is not about a certain type of woman. Sex workers of every race were basically saying that Black men were their worst clients, the absolute worst, and some of them would not work with them at all. That's saying something. That's all I'm saying. That's definitely saying something. Do with that information what you will. So even though they claim that, oh, the older women don't understand them and blah, 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 and, they just really click with young people, why are they not friends with 19 and 20-year-old boys? I just think it's really interesting because they look at 19 and 20-year-old boys as children. They make an exception for teenage girls and 20-year-olds. These men will not form a friendship with a 20-year-old boy, a 19-year-old boy, an 18-year-old boy. They will not do that. We know you're a damn predator. And again, even though it's legal, here's why it's gross. Young women just entering adulthood is still forming their identity, their self-worth, their understanding. And honestly, they still have an underdeveloped frontal lobe. We all know this. And these men, they know it. And they are going to prey on the fact that a 19 or 20-year-old might not have the discernment or emotional maturity to see red flags and resist grooming or even fully grasp the long-term emotional consequences of dealing with someone that much older. I always advise women, if you are into older men, try and wait until your frontal lobe is fully developed before you take any one of these men seriously. I promise you, by the time you're 25, you're going to start to see things differently. But anyways, that being said, let's talk about how he is out here playing the victim, because that's embarrassing, okay? Shannon Sharpe is claiming that he's being set up by Tony Bisbee, and it's all a setup. I mean, sir, a 20-year-old white woman has accused your old ass of sexual assault, okay? And she was 19 when it happened. And you calling it a setup. And now you're playing the race card. You out here saying that Tony Bisbee goes after Black men. Are you kidding me? Are we really doing that right now? Y'all be and the good old I'm being set up BS is classic gaslighting 101. This is the oldest trick in the book, ladies. Because as soon as someone accuses a man with status or money, his first defense shouldn't be victimhood. Okay, because the goal of all of this, of bringing that up and claiming that, he's been set up and he's been set up by a guy that goes after Black men, successful Black men, or whatever the hell he said. The only goal here is to confuse the public, to sow doubt, and to force the accuser, which is the 20-year-old. It basically forces the accuser, which is the 20-year-old, to prove that what she accused him of actually happened, which is not her job to do that yet anyways. You need to get your lawyer and you need to build your defense team. That's what you need to be doing. Instead of getting on the internet and saying you've been set up. Oh, they're always trying to tear down successful Black man, blah, blah, blah. Come on, we've heard it before. Playing the race card, ladies, it's getting old. And I do not know why these men do that. Because at the end of the day, all of this is just weaponized identity politics. Yes, I know racism is real, but when a man is being accused of something this heinous, the last thing you should be doing is playing the race card. Build a defense team. Do better. I mean, God, the jokes be writing themselves. Really? Oh, you being set up? Okay. And you know what? That's why I started the video with that quote from The Art of War. So let's say that he's really being set up. Okay? You made it so easy. You made it so easy. Because apparently, when I was doing my research, apparently people in the industry knew that he was really into these young girls. People in the industry knew. If you all saw that video that is floating around with Monique warning him about these young girls and telling them that he needs to get a good woman, a decent woman and settle down or whatnot, he laughed it off. But I just thought that interview was really interesting because I believe the reason Monique was telling him that is because maybe she saw it. Maybe she saw a foreshadowing, who knows? But what I can tell you, before things like this make it into the public, I promise you that people in the industry already know. So if people in the industry already know, then clearly it means that your enemies know. And your enemy is going to use your weakness against you. And I swear to God, people think that they can do stuff like this for years and get away with it. But eventually, your enemies will get you. And the thing is, you can't play the victim in this situation because you did what you did. And honestly, ladies, read The Art of War. You know what? It's going to be the next book in our book club. So at this moment, I'm going to invite you to sign up to my study group tier on my Patreon. Every week we have a live book club reading and discussion, and we do have a lot of fun. So hit the link in my description and sign up to my Patreon if you're interested. If you're into reading and getting knowledge and stuff like that, and improving your life and becoming the best version of yourself, I highly recommend that you sign up. So, but anyways, you were the one that gave your enemy fodder. I'm sorry. They will use your weakness against you. And clearly, in this situation, your weakness, Mr. Sharpe, is them young girls. All of this is alleged, by the way. But anyways, here's the truth, ladies. If that girl has receipts, he's cooked. And I'm sure she does. Because, come on, she's not going to just come out and just sue you if she didn't have receipts. So if she has the receipts, he's cooked. And the more he out here talking and playing the victim, the more he's opening up himself to contradictions. The more you're opening up yourself for public takedowns. The Art of War would say never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Everybody should read that book. I'm just saying. Because I do not know who is on his legal team, but I do not know why your legal team is not advising you to stay quiet and build an airtight proof, an alibi or something like that. I don't know. I do not know what kind of legal team he has, but this is making me believe that this girl has a lot of receipts, and this may very well be the beginning of the end of Shannon Sharpe and his career. You know what? I'm so offended. I'm offended that he got on here and played a race card. How dare you use historical trauma as a shield? In America, I did some digging. There's a brutal history of white women falsely accusing Black men of unspeakable things, rape, etc., right? And a lot of these men were brutally punished and unalived. If you look into this, you will know this name, Emmett Till, and that's a tragic story, a tragic example, and it lives in the collective memory. So the Black experience in America is a unique one because it's way different from the Black experience in the Caribbean or in Africa. It's completely different. It's a complete and unique experience. That's what I'm going to say. And I believe that he's very much aware of this. So I think that, he wants Black people's support because he's sitting up here in that video trying to trigger racial loyalty. And there are a lot of Black people that would stand by a Black man like Shannon Sharpe, because I guess he's a good example of success for the Black community. And, the whole, oh, they're tearing the Black man down. That works. That really works on some people. Because best believe there are people that will be supporting him and, believe that he's innocent. Now, all of this is alleged, okay? So we don't know if he's guilty or innocent. All I'm saying is that he is in a very, very messy situation right now. Is this a setup, y'all? Do y'all believe this is a setup? Let me know. The way that he's handling this situation, it's given classic damage control. And we all know what damage control is, like deny, discredit, distract, deflecting with the identity politics. Like that's not given innocent. That's all I'm saying. Because all he's doing in that statement is basically trying to reframe himself from predator to victim. Because at the end of the day, this man knows damn well that this is not about race. Anyone with common sense can tell you that this is about age, power, grooming, and access to vulnerable women. 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds are legal, but that does not make them equals in a room with a man that is 35 years older, richer, and famous. There is a huge power imbalance here. So, in closing, I think Hollywood is interesting because they enable this type of behavior. This type of behavior in Hollywood is enabled and is encouraged. If they know that you're a creep, you're some kind of weirdo, if they know you're an abuser or whatever the hell, or a PDF file, if they know all of this about you, they're not going to say anything. As a matter of fact, they're going to enable it. And this is the patterns that I've been observing in Hollywood for a long time. Because you all know I'm a spiritual person, okay? And the reason why they do this, ladies, the reason why they enable this behavior, the reason why they encourage this behavior is because they are setting you up. Because, it may very well be a setup, okay? But the reason why they do that is so that they are gathering data on you, they're gathering proof so that they can use it against you in the future. Because I don't understand why these men are not called out for the BS right when it happens. They allow these men to do these awful things for years, and people in the industry know about it. They know. No one is calling the police or nothing. Like they literally allow these people to dig their own graves. And then you know what Hollywood is going to do? They're going to kick you or push you into that grave that you dig yourself. It's funny. People in Hollywood know these people be monsters and they will still support them. They're still giving them work. And they know. And they know. And I feel like the only reason why they know and they don't do anything about it and no one is being held accountable is because they know that that's something that they can use to destroy you. They can use it to destroy you, but in reality, you were the one that gave them the ammo. You give them the material. You basically give them the instruction manual on how to destroy you. You are not protected in these circles. And I don't know why these men don't know this. Because I'm telling you, if we are hearing about it, trust and believe, people in the industry already knew. They already knew. How many times are we going to have to hear about some successful man or person in Hollywood or in whatever industry, fill in the blanks, I don't know, getting canceled because of past and current actions that nobody said anything about, even though they knew? And I don't want to hear stuff like, oh, why these women take years to say something. Like people that think like that, they get on my nerves. Why didn't the people in the industry that knew about it said anything? Because I feel like they are all implicit. They are all guilty. They are all connected in some sick way. I believe that the culture is that everyone, everyone has dirt on everyone because nobody there are squeaky clean. No one there is moral. Because I mean, fuck morality. If you're in that industry and you have a lot of morals, you're not going to get very far. Some of them do, like, like Denzel Washington. These men, they have the career and the success, but somehow they managed to stay out of all that weird shit that they be doing over there in Hollywood. I'm telling you, like, if Denzel Washington get accused of something heinous like this, I would literally be surprised. I would be surprised. I'm just saying, it's like every year. Are they targeting black men? I don't know. Harvey Weinstein wasn't black. I don't think it's black men. It's just men in Hollywood, regardless of their race. Something is rotten out there. I do not know what the hell is going on, but all I'm saying is that when they're ready to get rid of you and when they are ready to destroy you, they are going to use that same weakness that they enabled against you. Maybe he is genuinely getting set up, but at the end of the day, you did the thing that they accuse you of, allegedly. Most likely you did that thing. That's all I'm saying. So, set up or no set up, it's your actions and your choices that brought you here. That's why you are here today. Okay, so I'm not attacking age gap relationships or anything like that, but I just feel like there are a lot of relationships that are very much inappropriate, and that is why they are taboo, and that is why they get these type of reactions just because it's legal to sleep with someone who is 19 or 18 or 20 or whatnot. That does not mean that is appropriate. And I don't understand why men don't get this. But at the end of the day, all they want is their dick wet. And they made the decision, they made the choice. And they want to be freaky and it's just gross. Grow up. These men refuse to grow up. Like, come on. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I really don't have anything else to say. I just think that this situation is interesting, and I just think it's funny that he's playing the race card in all of this. I mean, just say you're set up, okay? You're being set up. But when you say, "Oh, I'm being set up by this man that always go after black men," yeah, that's what he said, something like that. Yeah, when you come on here and you're saying all of that, like, please give me a break. Give me a break. Thanks for listening.